Hi everybody, it's Wendy from Cinnamon Sweet Shop. Now, before there was a Charlotte Russe clothing store in the mall, there was actually a dessert well known in New York called a Charlotte Russe, and it's more like a sponge cake with a lot of whipped cream on top. So if you clicked on this video expecting to see the latest fashions in clothing or shoes, it's not the video you're going to find this in, but if you clicked on this video so you could see how to make the traditional New York style Charlotte Russe, which, to be honest with you, it's really not that widely available even in New York anymore. Stick around because I'm going to show you how to make it. So to make this dessert, you're going to need some flour. Now I'm using spelt flour in this recipe. You could use whole wheat pastry flour or all-purpose flour. I have some salt, baking powder. I'm going to be using two different extracts, lemon extract and vanilla extract. Sugar, now I always use my organic sugar. You can use any kind of sugar you want as long as it's not a liquid sugar. Eggs, cold water, and you're going to need about a 9-inch by 12-inch pan. I do have it lined with parchment paper. A 3-inch cookie cutter that's round. And for the whipped cream topping, you're going to need very, very cold, heavy cream. Some powdered sugar. I do use my organic sugar, and I have the link to make your own down at my website, which is linked below. And then some dessert toppings, and this can really vary. You can use a maraschino cherry like you would on a sundae, some sprinkles or Jimmies, depending on where you are, what you would call it. Use other fruit to make it just a smidgen healthier, such as blueberries, or even some mini chocolate chips or nuts or whatever you would like. Begin by beating together the eggs and the sugar. And blend this until it's smooth. Once this gets to a lemon yellow color, then I'm going to add in both extracts and 4 tablespoons of the cold water. In a small bowl, I'm sifting together the flour, the salt, and the baking powder. Stirring by hand the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. And just mix it in until the flour is completely incorporated. Pour your batter into your prepared pan. Bake this in a 350-degree oven. It should take about 35 to 45 minutes to finish baking. Insert a toothpick, do the toothpick test, make sure it comes out clean. Now, I always recommend checking this before 35 minutes because everyone's oven is different. Yours might get done a little bit quicker than mine. Once your cake cools, you can then cut the shapes out. Now, I always like to cut off the edges because they're a little bit hard. And then with your round cookie cutter, you could just cut out the shapes, the round shapes. Now, there will be some waste to this, but I don't believe in wasting anything. And any of the leftover cake you can always use to make cake pops or even use as an ice cream topping. Just grind it up in your food processor. We're going to make the whipped cream. Now, the one trick to doing this is to make sure your cream is really cold. I just pulled this in the refrigerator. I even refrigerated the bowl and the beater for a little bit to make sure that's cold. It's summertime here. It can be very hot here, and your cream will not whip up if it's not very cold. So we're going to add that to the mixer. Add in the powdered sugar. And I'm going to beat this just a little bit till soft peaks, and then I'm going to add in the vanilla extract. Now I have this whipped just until the stiff peaks form. You don't want to over whip it or else you're going to get some butter. I filled a pastry bag with the star tube with the whipped cream, just because I wanted it a little fancier. If you don't have this, you could just spoon it out or just dollop it out. And just going to cover, just going to go around and put some whipped cream, like so. You can put as little or as much as you would want. The dessert toppings, you could just cover them, so you could put a few sprinkles on this one, a few of the colored sprinkles on this one, some mini chocolate chips, and even some berries if that's what you prefer to have. You could put a few blueberries, raspberries, even slice up some strawberries. Now, to store these, you want to make sure they're kept in the refrigerator because it's whipped cream. And also, it's not a stabilized whipped cream, so I wouldn't recommend even decorating them until you're ready to serve them. Don't forget, for this recipe, all my other recipes, make sure you go to the link below, cinnamonsweetshoppe.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for much, much more that's coming up. I'll see you in my next video.